Technological Ashes, Chapter 2. What's going on? My eyes blinked a few times, and my mind couldn't fully comprehend what was happening. Wake up! Please fucking wake up! This can't be real! I slapped myself and pinched my arm. Nothing. A cry escaped my lips. A guttural howl that was a new sound and coming from an emotionally drained consciousness. My eyes were streams of salt water at this point. I just couldn't accept that this was happening. What? How? And more importantly, why? Then the ground underneath my feet started to shake. Again? And when my eyes opened, there it was. The Chemex factory that refined oil. It all ceased to be withheld in the large holding tanks, nothing but an orange, red, and black fireball. The force of the explosion momentarily took the air out of my lungs, and my hearing momentarily went away. Then, as I was the silent observer, the blast wave knocked me off my feet. I flew a foot backwards and landed hard on my ass. The silent wind felt nice on my skin, slightly cooling it down in a profoundly ironic turn of events. But with that wind came the smell of burning ozone and chemicals mixed with a smell I could only categorize as death. My whole body took over and kept on gagging and coughing from the horrible stench of death and decay. That, coupled with the horrible air quality, caused me to want to pass out, so I took a feeble blue hospital mask to help with the breathing. My hands were shaking violently, and my mind and body were unified in a terrible way. God damn it. I'd survived all kinds of horrific abuse growing up, but even my therapist and/or therapy couldn't have prepared me for this shit. Move. Please, just move. You can't stay here. You know this much to be true. My achy arms pushed me back up from the stony asphalt, and my legs took me down the hill back towards another road. The heat waves rose from the painfully hot asphalt, burning the soles of my feet, and the road itself was a graveyard of stopped cars. Some crashed into, and others had people in them trying to restart their phones or cars. My mind broke, and a harsh laugh started to escape my lips, and I had to stop as the laughter took over. Something then snapped me out of my hysteria. Hey man, please, can you help me? The tears were flowing hard as a mixture of everything all at once, but that voice was a lifeline back to reality. And as I looked up, I saw a man with a piece of shrapnel lodged into his chest sitting in his car. My first instinct was to walk away, but then I noticed the dog he had with him. A German shepherd who was sitting patiently by his owner's side, panting with the extreme heat, his tongue falling out of its mouth with rapid panting. So my feet walked over as the guilt of not helping the poor soul lost in the explosion was eating me alive. A rather large and lengthy sigh escaped my lips. My name is Seb. I'm a doctor. Please let me help. The man was ironically wearing a colorful Hawaiian shirt with blue faded jeans and a pair of brown Doc Martens. He extended a hand to shake and weakly smile, which I really didn't want to, but as a formality I shook it. His pulse felt thready and inconsistent. Both of us knew he wasn't long for this earth. I'm Ted. Need a smoke? I've got some in my pocket. Joints or cigarettes? Hell, I know I do. He pulled both out of his pocket, and both were needed right now. Both, please. He offered me a whole pack of Lucky Reds and a fat joint. My blue mask, which wasn't doing anything, was pulled down, and Ted tossed me an extra lighter. A blue Bic lighter. A small smile escaped my hurting soul. Reminds you of better times, doesn't it? My head nodded, and my heart ached. My medical instincts kicked in, and I bent down to his level. All it took was one look as his shirt was peeled back to reveal the wound, which was oozing blood slowly. But I could only theorize that there was internal bleeding as well. Ted placed his hands on mine. I appreciate the gesture, but I'm a goner. I've made my peace. Instead of helping me, which is useless, I only ask you to help my puppy, Sparky. He's not going to survive on his own. Why me? Oh, come on, God, why? My throat nervously swallowed what felt like a rock, and I nodded my head. I appreciate that, Seb. You're a good man, one I wish I had the chance to know some more. Then his hazel eyes closed slowly, and the cigarette fell from his lips, hitting the ground, and in that moment, it hurt. It all just hurt. And my shoes weren't going to cut it, and we seemed to be the same size. What I was about to do I hated, but it was for my own protection and Sparky's as well. I opened the back door and patted it for Sparky to jump up onto the leather seat, which he did, giving him some slight relief from the heat of the pavement. Then after my new companion was settled, the task of removing his docks began. Each shoelace was like my heartstrings, and just like the shoelaces being unraveled, in this moment it felt as though my heart was also unraveling. Then, just like that, it was over. My feet walked to where Sparky was, and I sat down and changed shoes. It was a moment of profound revulsion, but it needed to be. For the first time since today, I felt a bit of peace, as I had a dog. How was it going to work? Fuck if I know. But it would. It just would. Let's get going, Sparky. Come on, boy. He hopped out, and then my eyes saw shade down on the train tracks near the river. Sparky needed water, and it would be nice to dip my head in. We walked towards the river and towards an uncertain future.